Once upon a time in the quaint town of Willow, three friends, Alex, Mia, and Jake, were inseparable. They spent their summer days exploring the woods, riding their bikes, and inventing exciting games. One sunny afternoon, as they were racing each other to the big oak tree, Mia stumbled upon something unusual. She pointed to a small, colorful kitten with striking golden and black fur that looked like the patterns of an Egyptian pharaoh's headdress. They carefully carried the kitten to Mrs. Hilda, the town's wise old lady who lived in a cottage surrounded by flowers and herbs. She told them the kitten was named Cleo and had a mysterious past, once belonging to an ancient Egyptian pharaoh. Mrs. Hilda began to tell the tale of Cleo, the pharaoh's kitten, who was said to bring adventure and wisdom to those who befriended her. The next day, the trio decided to meet at their secret clubhouse. They had set it up in an old treehouse that Jake's dad had built when he was a kid. As they played with Cleo, they noticed something shiny on her collar. They found a small, ancient-looking key attached to the collar. Just then, Cleo jumped down and started pawing at a loose floorboard in the treehouse. Intrigued, Jake pried it open and discovered a hidden compartment containing a rolled-up parchment. The map was filled with strange symbols and landmarks that looked vaguely familiar. Mrs. Hilda had mentioned Cleo's past was filled with secrets. Perhaps this map would lead them to one. The next morning, armed with backpacks filled with supplies, the trio set off on their adventure with Cleo leading the way. The map led them into the heart of Willowbrook Woods, a place they had never dared to explore before. As they ventured deeper, the trees grew taller and the paths narrower. Cleo seemed to know exactly where to go. After hours of walking, they arrived at a clearing with a large stone structure covered in vines. They carefully pushed open the heavy stone door and entered the dark, cool interior. The room illuminated, revealing a chamber filled with hieroglyphics and ancient artifacts. In the center stood a pedestal with an old chest. He fitted the key they found on Cleo's collar into the chest's lock. Inside the chest, they found not gold or jewels, but scrolls, books, and artifacts from ancient Egypt. The scrolls told the story of a young pharaoh who had a beloved kitten named Cleo. Jake found a small golden amulet in the chest. They realized the true treasure was the knowledge and history contained within the scrolls and artifacts. They spent hours reading and discovering more about ancient Egypt, feeling like real explorers. Over the next few weeks, the trio spent their days studying the artifacts and scrolls. They learned about ancient Egyptian customs, their advanced knowledge of medicine, agriculture, and astronomy. Mrs. Hilda visited their clubhouse and was amazed at what they had found. She told them the greatest treasure is the knowledge and experiences they've shared. As summer drew to a close, the kids reflected on their adventures. They had not only learned about ancient Egypt but also about teamwork, friendship, and the joy of discovery. They decided to share their findings with their classmates by creating a small exhibit at their school. Their exhibit was a huge success. The students were fascinated by the ancient treasures and the tales of Cleo and the pharaoh.